All right, everybody. Welcome to 2021 Fantasy Football Ridge Wreckers. I'd like to take a few moments to just open dialogue real quick. So first and foremost, this is a comedy. So if you are a future employer of mine or a colleague or a neighbor or anyone that might want to look me up or finds this, it's purely comedy. Therefore, I'm protected by the First Amendment, so don't try to sue me or get me fired. And not everything I say is actually my opinion or my thought on a matter. I may just be trying to be funny. Well, yeah, but being funny is mean. Yeah, you don't belong here. So just stop the video now. Second, the league last year had some pretty tumultuous off-season changes. We have unfortunately had to let a team owner go. They were voted off the island by the rest of the team owners. We have a democracy here in the Ridge Wreckers Fantasy Football League with only one requirement. You like to have fun, you're not an asshole, and you show up to the draft live, in person. Yeah, that's our one requirement. So that being said, huge welcome to the new team owner of the team Bayside Tigers. If you're a millennial and don't know who the Bayside Tigers are, they were the imaginary mascot of Bayside High in a TV show called Saved by the Bell. I had to look all that up, not because I'm a millennial, but because I didn't get raised in front of a television. So although I know who Zach and AC Slater and Kelly Kapowski is, and I don't remember the fuzzy-haired girl's name, Screech, I know Screech. That being said, most of what I know about that show is from my wife. So welcome to the league. Super excited about that. Work phone. All right, so draft news. Team Booty Lickers had the highest grade, and Championship for Miles, the commissioner, had the lowest grade, according to Yahoo Sports. We all know my personal feelings towards predictions, according to Yahoo. However, that being said, anytime the commissioner is made to look bad, we fully support that message. Also, the Raider Nation team took home the Losers Trophy again. Winner team was taken home by Social Justice Warrior. Congratulations. That's our Soldier Boy. And the new trophy this year, which was won by Missing My Young Ho for the worst trade of the previous season. And I will try to find a picture of that trophy to insert here. A couple of quick things to take care of before we head into what really everybody wants to hear. One, I'd like to thank this season's sponsors, the Law Offices of Booty and Liquor, for their generous donation to the media and their continued support of freedom of speech and freedom of information, and the continued safe haven from the subjugation of the evil commissioner. Thank you again to our sponsors. And if you'd like to sponsor us, please be in touch and we'll mention your business. All right, so let's get right into it, of course, because ain't nobody got time for that. Week 1 schedule. The media plays Team Suckaditka. Championship for Miles goes up against Raider Nation. Riding with Biden up against the Booty Lickers. Social Justice Warrior goes up against the Roster Baiters. Bayside Tigers, welcome to the league, goes up against Missing My Young Ho. And in the game of the week, we have Jags versus Nut and Butt Sacks. Should be a great first week. As mentioned in the opening, everyone's expectations are high. Everyone's excited. No one realizes they suck yet. And the possibilities are endless, which is what makes fantasy football really what it is. All right, so into what everybody really wants to hear, which is the comments and responses to the questions posed by the media. I will be reading from my phone, so I apologize if I'm not looking at the screen. That being said, we're going to start with the commissioner himself because, one, he's the commissioner. He put on an amazing draft again, and he had the worst grade according to Yahoo predictions. So I asked the commissioner, I said, your draft grade was terrible. Is that a curse, or do you think it's just motivated your team to overperform their predicted awfulness? And of course, As you all can predict, this is his response. We can't all be like Mr. Blake, second mom, and take our kicker in the 4th round. Thus, as usual, Yahoo doesn't like my strategy. Skews my season-long points totals. I'll have all the confidence in the world in this team. We will march on toward our destiny to resume our temporarily interrupted dynasty. Hashtag reign will resume. Yeah, my money's not on the commissioner. I then went on to talk to the owner of Team Jags and asked him what his theory on the draft was and who his money was on for winning the championship. And this was his response. My team's middle of the road. I think most of our squads are relatively close. Injuries will always make or break most of us. I like the Commissioners and Bayside Tigers team. Well, good to set expectations low for your own players there. Going on to the season. Good luck. I went on to ask our resident expert, team manager of Missing My Young Ho, about his draft performance. The B didn't surprise me since I actually took a defense this year, but no kicker prevented the A+ rating. Nut and butt sacks lack of a printer showed as his RB2 position choice consisted of 3 backups and he drafted a wide receiver even I hadn't heard of. Also, I had to loosen my belt a notch from all the queso I ate. Overconsumption of queso is a real problem and a true pandemic in this nation. The team manager of Suckaditka, who was my opponent this week, had this to say when I asked him his concerns concerning his team fucking sucks. He said, I'd like to start off by welcoming the media. Thank you very much. I've been missed. I know. I'm kind of a big deal. Between Booty Licker walking around with an N95 mask covering his millimeter pecker and Soldier Boy's sweet mustache, and the wives coming out of the house every 10 minutes to get a look at his tiny shoulders, it was very hard to concentrate with all the distractions. Yeah, I agree. That being said, considering Raider Nation was using a player cheat sheet that was from 2013 and riding with Biden not knowing if it was fantasy baseball, basketball, or football draft, I feel pretty good about not finishing last. Yeah, that's accurate also. I asked our reigning champion, social justice warrior, about his performance and if there was any pressure to repeat last year's win. Well, I went in all season last year and paying for it now. My team is not the best, but the potential is there. Had to do a lot of strategic drafting due to my lack of top-round picks. As for my second mom, there's no way he could mess this up, his somewhat decent team, right? Well, the jury's still out, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to fuck that up. I got a chance to catch up with the league's newest team owner of Bayside Tigers, and asked them about their experience for the first draft and what they thought about being in the league. And this is what he had to say. The draft was a blast. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Billy and his inability to manage his fantasy football while overindulging on booze. I'd like to also thank the chef, team owner of Missing My Young Ho, for abusing Billy in a trade while Billy was abusing alcohol. Without these two and Alvin Kamara, I wouldn't get to join this illustrious league. As far as my expectations for the season, I have an odd feeling that draft night will not be the only time we see someone in this league wearing an American flag cape and a Speedo during the season. That's probably true. Last, because they had the highest draft grade, I spoke with team owner of the Booty Lickers. And I asked if he had any thoughts on the draft and how he thought being the number 1 seed was, if it created any kind of pressure to actually perform. Asking if I'm surprised about being the top seed is like asking if I'm surprised a corrupt politician with dementia abandoned U.S. citizens, allies, and $88 billion worth of weaponry behind enemy lines. Of course I'm not surprised. Per the usual, the law offices of Booty and Liquor are pulling double duty this year, fighting not only for wins, but for maintaining league integrity and stamping out corruption. We all know it's the commissioner. Sorry, that was my comment. We will fight for you, the people, harder than a blue state governor does when they see people enjoying their lives outside of the state quarantine camp. If you suspect foul play this year, please report it to our anonymous tip line, 1-800-GREASE-MY-CREASE. No butt too big, no ass too small, booty holes, lick them all. Well, thank you for that public service announcement. In closing out this week's preview, I just want to wish everyone a very sincere good luck for the 2021 season. I wish everybody only the best. I hope all the players in the league stay healthy, and may the least corrupt team win. Good night.